comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. I have to keep it a little bit on the DL today because it's daylight and the kids and shit are playing outside the window here, and I think fucking Adrian's there. I can hear them fucking yelling. I hear Adrian, the little cunt. Did I tell you what that little fuck did the other day? I don't know what his fucking problem is, but my kid will run in from outside to come home to hang a shit. Adrian will fucking follow him into the toilet and just stand there staring at my kid while he's taking a dump. And my kid's sitting there taking a dump, yelling, "Adrian, get out of here. Go home, Adrian. Go home, Adrian." My wife's yelling, "Adrian, get out of the toilet. Stop watching him shit." And I'm like, "Adrian, get the fuck out of here." And he doesn't move. He just has the door open and sits there watching my kid shit. And I have to get in between them, in between my kid shitting and this other little cunt watching. And I'm like, "Get out of here. What are you doing? Go home." Anyway, that happens all the time, like twice a week. Then the other day he walked in on my wife in the shower and just stood there, watched, left the door open. My wife was yelling, everyone was yelling at him, still didn't move. Like, get out of here, Adrian. And then 2 fucking days ago, I'm in the shower. I'm there just having a nice fucking hot shower for once. Enjoying myself, contemplating whether I should jerk off or not, whether I have enough hot water left to jerk off. And then I hear the bathroom door open and I thought it was just my wife, so I continue deep soaping my ass crack. You got to get right in there. You have to carpet bomb that whole fucking area with suds. Anyway, the door opens, I continue what I'm doing, and I expect my wife to walk in, but no one fucking walks in. And I look at the door, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Was that the wind? And I look around, and there he is, the little fucking demon, just standing in the doorway staring at me with his beady little black eyes. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Get out of here. And he didn't even flinch. He just stood there staring. He didn't even blink. I don't think he even can blink. I've never even seen Adrian blink, actually. I don't think the little cunt has eyelids. So he's standing there without flinching. And I'm like, what are you doing? Get the fuck out of here. Nothing again. He's just standing there staring, just transfixed in like a hypnotic state. And now I'm losing my cool. I'm like slipping and sliding around because I just want to jump out of the shower and like fly kick him out of the doorway. And I poke my head around the shower screen and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And he still didn't flinch. He just backed away. Never broke eye contact. Never flinched. Just backed away and left. Left the fucking door open as well. I'm like, shut the fucking door! I just can't work this little cunt out at all. He's going to end up being like American Psycho or some fucking banker that chokes out prostitutes or something. He's fucking on another level. He'll probably just end up being a comedian, to be honest with you. And I can't really work out why he's like that either because his parents seem kind of normal, even though I don't speak to them ever. I spoke to the dad for a little bit last week. He was like, "Oh, so you're going to India?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I haven't told Adrian yet. Adrian's going to be very disappointed." And I'm like, "Oh, you meant it like that?" Yeah, I've told him, but yeah, he doesn't really know what's going on. He's like, "Yeah, Adrian really loves your kid." And I'm like, "That's nice because I really hate Adrian." So it all balances itself out. And I'm trying to get away, and he drags me in with some stories. He's like, "Yeah, before Adrian met your son, we thought he had maybe some socializing problems. Before he met your kid, he had no friends. He would just stay inside all day. He didn't want to meet people." I'm like, "Yeah, I know he would have been staying inside all day, fucking probably microwaving kittens or some shit." And he's like, "He's an only child. And he was born in Hong Kong, and we're older." So I'm like, "Hey, I can't help you with your retarded kid. Tell him to stop watching people shit for starters, and then he might have a few more friends, alright?" And then he's like, "We want to throw a big going away party for your kid." And he sort of got me with that one. He sort of melted me a little bit. So I'm like, "Yeah, they're all best friends. Let's throw a fucking party or whatever. Do I have to come?" As long as I don't have to come, just do whatever the fuck you want. And I'm looking at him, and he's just a nice guy. The dad's just a sort of meek, nice guy. And the mum, she's sort of normal as well, but she's your more hardcore, like, Asian mum. Like, yelling in Asian with a wooden spoon and shit. I'm like, all right, these two seem kind of normal. Why is your kid so fucked? And I worked it out. It's because they don't think he's fucked. They think he's fucking great. And this is the problem with parents. Everyone thinks their kid is great. And they're fucking not. They're nowhere near great. Just statistically, your kid's not great. Walk into any store, walk into a McDonald's or a supermarket and just look around. Look around at the people. Their parents thought they were great too. And cute. That's another problem. Parents, your kid's not fucking cute either. You've got some delusional fucking parent chemical going on in your head. The chemical must be excreted when your kid's born, so you think your kid's cute, so you look after it instead of abandoning it at the hospital. I used to be worried about this podcast, like when my kid gets a little bit older, the parents will find it, but I'm going to use it as a fucking tool to educate them. I'm going to tell parents as my kid gets older that I do this podcast and their kids are going to make a fucking appearance on it. I'm going to trash their kids and them on the podcast. And if they come to me and they're like, hey, why did you say that stuff about my kid and my family on your podcast? I'll be like, because it's fucking true. Now pull your head in. Start doing a better job. Otherwise, I'll make your family a fucking weekly segment. It's a win-win. Either they take it on board or they never speak to me again. I'm happy either way. Anyway, that's it for tonight. If you're enjoying the podcast, give it a share around with your friends, family, any other fucking cunts you know. Add me on social media on Boyle Comedy on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I'll see ya the fuck later.